Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In this tutorial, we're going to look at adjustment events. We've looked at adjustment events in the past and saw how to add them to the timeline. But in this case, we had a question saying, when I do that, all of the numbers are 0. And I go into pan crop. And so let's take a look at that and see if there's a way to fix it. Remember, adjustment events were added in Vegas Pro 21. And so we will look at what we can do in the various versions. Here is our base script that we're going to look at. All it does is add an adjustment event. So we have all of our standard stuff at the top, our My Vegas equals Vegas. Then I'm getting a video track. The project I'm going to be testing with has a single video track. And so I'm going to get video track, which I'm calling VT, from myvegas.project.tracks, and it's the 0th track index-wise. Then I'm going to create an adjustment event, which I called VAE, which is a new video adjustment event. It wants the project, so we get it from myvegas.project, then the beginning time code, so I'm just setting from second 0, which puts it at the very beginning of the timeline. And then from seconds 10, which makes it 10 seconds long. And then the name of it, I just made adjustment event. And then we add that event to that track. And so let's see what happens when we run this. And you can see it added it, and if I go into pan crop, all of these numbers are 0. And if I right click and choose restore, it actually does nothing. I cannot get any changes here. It's very difficult to get it to change the number. Even if I pick a preset, nothing over here changes. Beginning in Vegas Pro 22, they did add the option of setting the frame height, the frame width, and the pixel aspect ratio. So after we've added it to the timeline, we can go into our VAE.frameHeight and set that to myvegas.project.video.height. We can also go in and set the frame width to myvegas.project.video.width, and we can go into the pixel aspect ratio and change that to myvegas.project.video.pixel aspect ratio. So let's try all 3 versions and see what happens. Here is Vegas Pro 21. Once again, it will add the adjustment event without the last 3 lines that we added, and they will all be set to 0. But if we try to run this script, it says, I don't know what frame height is, so I don't know what frame width is, and I don't know what pixel aspect ratio is. So we cannot use this in Vegas Pro 21. In Vegas Pro 22, we will see that it comes in and it does properly set these values for us now. And in Vegas Pro 23, we are getting the proper values again. So this change will let it work in Vegas Pro 22 and 23 and easily set these numbers for you. But there's actually another way we can do this. There is also an update dimensions method that we can use associated with the video adjustment event. So if we do video adjustment event dot update dimensions, we can then set the width. It wants width first. If we look here, it wants width, height, and pixel aspect. So we set our width first from myvegas.project.video.width, comma, myvegas.project.video.height, comma, myvegas.project.video.pixel aspect ratio. So this lets us set all 3 settings on one line instead of having to call 3 separate commands to do that. Once again, in Vegas Pro 21, it will not work because it does not know what update dimensions is, because this was added in Vegas Pro 22. In Vegas Pro 22, we will see that it did properly update the information using just the single line. And in Vegas Pro 23, we can see that it also did update the information properly using the single line. So as long as we're using the newer versions of Vegas, 22 or 23, we do have the option to easily modify the adjustment event to properly show the project dimensions or whatever dimension you really want it to show. Maybe you want to use some different number other than the project dimension. But we can easily set it using the 3 lines individually or using the single method. And so this will let you update everything and be able to use the adjustment event and get the size properly set. Hope you like this tutorial. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.